Alright guys, so here we are for another episode of the F1 2006 Career Mode Championship. This is Season 3. We're here for round number 5. I believe this might be the Spanish Grand Prix. So, we'll see how we go this weekend. We've had a bit of a bad run of form. Call it bad luck, call it bad driving, whatever. It is what it is. We've seen throughout the first few rounds in the first couple of seasons, it is possible for these things to happen. I've seen it like in Season 1. But hopefully our luck is about to change. We need to go on a bit of a run here to get ourselves back in the running for this championship. So without further ado, let's get into the Grand Prix of Europe. Okay, it's the Nurburgring. Here's an update on the standings at the moment. Fisichella leads by 2 points over Felipe Massa. Alonso has dropped down to 3rd. Us though, we're in position 8 and on 10 points. So it would be very handy for us to win a race to get ourselves amongst the mix once again.
Here we are once again at the Nurburgring for Saturday qualifying.
Oh my goodness me. That corner is going to induce... It's going to induce oversteer every single time I go through there. What's the bet? Oh, who was that? Is that Webber? I think it was Webber. Ah, come on, again. And here we go. The end of qualifying 1. This is a fairly representative lap. Yes, it is. And then some. 28.5. How does that compare to the rest of the field? I'm very eager to see how close second place is. Oh, okay, it's a 10th. So we're only just on top of Michael Schumacher there. So, yeah, first few laps I put in, they weren't too competitive, but we were still like in the top 10. So I was like, okay, I'm not too sure what to make of this. But then we go in and bang in a 28.5, which has really reassured me for the rest of this weekend. Oh my goodness me, we've done a Sebastian Vettel and Michael Schumacher. We've seen them do the exact same thing over the years, except go off much wider than that. So you can't throw this car into there too fast. I don't know what it is, like the undulation. Just whenever you turn in, the car the back end just wants to rotate. So very, very, very scary. Like, the curbs are not going to be an issue this round, but that corner certainly will be. 29.2. Solid, but we can still do better. Oh, and we're out of fuel. So that's the end of that run. We'll probably get one more in before the time runs out. Let's return to the pits before we cause any carnage for people coming through turn 1. Oh, there we go. 28.8. Just 0.3 off of Schumi. And that should get us through to qualifying 3.
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
Alright, so there we go. It was getting a little bit touch and go there. We were dropping down to like P7 or something like that. I could have rested on my laurels there and possibly just squeaked through to Q3, but I went out for another run and made sure it was absolutely confirmed that I was going through 28.8. Not as good as my qualifying 1 time, and hopefully I can pull out my best lap of the weekend, hopefully in qualifying 3. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I've got a good feeling about this racetrack. I feel like we're going to be more competitive here. 30.5 to open the account here for qualifying 3. I'd like to get a low 29. I feel like that'd be really competitive. Oh, frick. That was a really good lap too. Come on, here we go. 29.5. We go to 3rd. With another 0.2 to find to get pole position for this German Grand Prix. European Grand Prix. The German Grand Prix is Hockenheim, isn't it? And now, oh my goodness me, the rain has just kicked in. So let's try and set this lap here on this lap now, because the track is only going to diminish from here. That timing of that lap was perfect. I can't believe it, how quickly this rain is just coming down out of nowhere. Doesn't even look like it was looking like it was going to rain. But I've already stuffed this lap up. Ugh. It's just going to get more and more tricky as the track condition just gets more slippery. Oh look, there's already spray coming off the back of my car. I'm going to give this one more lap, see what we can do, because I feel like after this lap, then there's always going to be no way we can improve. So let's give this one last lap for pole position. No. 1.6 seconds down in the first sector. track conditions go out the window so quickly. Oh well, it looks like that's going to be it for the European Grand Prix. It's going to be 4th place in qualifying.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this.
If you look at that, we narrowly set the best lap across the entire weekend, a 1:28.5, which we set in qualifying 1. Michael Schumacher is very close to the pace with us. He set a 1:28.5 as well. So the pace is there this weekend, but more importantly, we need to be consistent.
This is the European Grand Prix, live from the world-famous Nurburgring in Germany. They're followed by Giancarlo Fisichella in 3rd, with you completing row 2.
Yes, he said my name!
So the cars begin the parade lap.
Off we go. What the fuck happened there? This corner we're coming to now, this is going to be the danger corner. I've been caught out when I brake and turn at the exact same time. So what we're going to have to do is just take it a little bit more cautiously than what we have in qualifying. Didn't do the best job in heating up my front tyres. I left that a little bit late in the 3rd sector, but either way, should be okay. Getting ready for the European Grand Prix. Hopefully this time we can come away with a really good result. Away we go for the German Grand Prix. If you remember back to Season 1, our race ended by turn 1. Hopefully today we can get a little bit further into the race than what we showed in that race there. Either way, up the inside into
the first corner. There's been an incident at turn 1. It's Villeneuve.
I apologise about that. The AI were going really slow at the apex of the corner, and that really kind of caught me out. I guess the same thing happened in Season 1, but this time not quite as drastic. But either way, we've taken the lead of the European Grand Prix. Alonso is P2. Both the Ferraris have gone from 1st and 2nd to 3rd and 4th. What a turn of events that was. They definitely did go slowly through there, and that's why Alonso must have got in front of him as well. Through this corner for the first time of 12, and that was really shaky through there. That corner really does have me rattled. Oil flags. Let's move to the inside and just avoid any kind of trouble. Oh, there it is. Oh, just avoid the oil patch. End of the 2nd lap. We haven't really lost the cars behind me. I'm really driving within myself today. Almost very nervously, because I just don't want to throw this away. But at the same time, I'm almost like creating little half chances for the AI to sneak past, simply because I'm taking specific corners very slowly. The fast left-hander that I warned you about, even this corner, I'm starting to lose the back end a little bit, which is very worrying. And also the final chicane. I'm very nervous about cutting that corner and getting like a 6-second slowdown penalty like we've seen many times over the course of this series. So those are the 3 things I'm trying to avoid so far in this race. It's just preventing me from getting away from the AI and being comfortable at the moment. So hopefully in the next few laps I can find my rhythm a little bit. But at the moment, I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling.
The clouds have started to close in now.
Oh no, don't tell me about clouds and... Oh.
But there's a possibility of rain before this...
No, Brundle! You shouldn't have said anything. Now it's potentially going to rain near the end of the race. Exactly, that's great. Oh man, this first pit stop can't come soon enough. I can't wait to get on a fresh set of rubber and just get that residual grip back. I'm literally not talking at all because I'm sliding around so much more. I'm just, this race is nerve-wracking. Every lap though, I have been increasing my pace steadily, and you'll see I'll probably go green again. Yes, I do.
3 seconds faster through that final sector.
Yeah, so every lap I find more and more pace as I get more...
Just posted the quickest one so far. Keep it up.
Is it really necessary to scream in my ear in a braking zone? I think in the meantime, Alonso just made a pit stop on the last lap. But either way, we're coming in at the end of this one, and we're going to put on some fresh tyres. It's going to be a welcome relief to get to this first pit stop, I tell you.
Good 2nd sector. Your best so far this session.
Yeah, I'm really having to push now because Alonso made the pit stop on the previous lap, and I know these guys are quite a bit quicker than me, so I'm having to really pull out all the stops here to maintain this lead of the European Grand Prix into the pits now. Nice and safe. It's really rare for me to be nervous, for a single player race, for a career mode race. This is not a thing. Normally, I don't really get this nervous for league racing either, so it's quite a weird feeling I've got at the moment. Let's hope for a good pit stop. No! no! I pressed it a fraction too early. And that's 11 seconds. I've been jumped by the Ferrari. Oh, man. I just pushed it that little bit too early. And that was... I've lost the lead of the race. I have lost the lead of this Grand Prix because of a bad pit stop. It was my fault. I continuously find new ways to screw myself over in this career mode series.
Great time through sector 3, keep it up.
Oh crap, here comes Fisichella! No, you can't do that, fella! You've weaved from the left-hand side back to the right-hand side again. I mean, please take up a bit more of the road if you can. We get up the inside of Fisichella now. I'm absolutely furious at that. In the meantime, Michael Schumacher has also jumped us in the pit stops there. Bloody hell. What a race. Oh, there goes Fisichella. We side by side, bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there. But we hang on to P4. 4 laps to go.
Race leader Alonso has started his final lap.
Oh, here we go. Oil flags on the last lap. Just one last curveball to try and knock me out of this race, is it? Well, guess what? We survived. There we go. 4th place for the German Grand Prix. We come across the line and we score our first bunch of points for the first time in what is a few races there. Very glad to get the monkey off my back there. That pit stop there, halfway through the race, that was the longest 3 seconds of my life, I tell you. Very, very disappointing after the fact that we led like the first half of that Grand Prix. But either way, it's 4th place and some solid points for us.
It's been a captivating weekend here at the Nurburgring. Plenty of action, plenty of surprises.
So yeah, that has been the European Grand Prix for today. Round number 5 here for Season 3. Very interesting race, I suppose. I don't know whether we would have rejoined in front of Alonso. I think it might have been side by side, or at least I would have been very close to him if that pit stop would have gone our way there. But either way, it's been a really good result here for us today. 4th place. And in the standings, do we move up? Yes, we do. We moved back up into P6 after we were on 10 points, I believe, or 11 or something like that. But, yeah, slowly moving up in the driver's standings. In the constructors, does Red Bull move up? No, we don't. We're pretty locked down in P5 there. I think the rest of the teams there are a little bit too slow to do anything about us in this constructors position that we're in now. So that's been the German Grand Prix. Let's see if there's any news awaiting us when we get back to the career mode hub. Excellent drive. Your performance in the Grand Prix of Europe was outstanding. You are a very special talent who seems to be able to push our cars to the absolute limit. I suspect that our competitors are green with envy that you drive with Red Bull Racing and not them. We've seen that email a few times now. We'll advance time, see if there's anything else to deal with before we get the next race underway. There's a test session for Red Bull Racing coming up, which the second driver normally takes place in, and so too does the test driver. If you're the first driver, you don't actually do any testing over the course of the season, so that's less workload you have to get through, I suppose. But normally, you'd expect like the first driver to do a decent share of test driver stuff, but I don't know, either way. The next race will be the Grand Prix of Spain, and should be an interesting round for us. After that, we've got Monaco, which we will be bang on the pace, and I can't wait to get that Grand Prix underway. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series so far. I haven't seen any of the feedback from any of the videos from so far this season, so hopefully you guys are still enjoying it. I'm trying to get these episodes out in bulk so that I've got content for you guys to watch while I'm not able to make videos for about a week or two. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. The next race will be in Spain, and hopefully we can get ourselves a podium, or maybe even that illustrious race win that has been eluding us so far in this season. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time.